Fine.
Okay.
All right. Hello, what's up, Reactorites? We have a fun-filled night, hopefully, of entertainment, movies, TVs, and all the other stuff that we love talking about or love to diss on, as you can tell from our title, Worst MCU Movies. One of us here, or two of us in this chat was like, no, that's no. But we'll get to that later. And all of us, most of us have been here yesterday, this week. Bob, you're a newcomer recently. You've been doing stuff for us, but the viewers out there haven't been able to see you in a while. And I just want to ask you, no, before we get to that, I just want to introduce everyone first. See, this thing is already ruined. Yeah, this is the worst stream ever. But on over here, we have Louis Lecca from
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Nerd Report.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
And then
Are you
beyond.
sure? Hey everyone, this is Louis. How you all doing?
And we got Mark next to Louis.
Still got to get used to the positioning of this.
Oh, you look great.
And then below Mark is Tiffany.
Hello.
And Bob, now we can get to you. What are you doing with the whole Bud Light virus? What's happening over in Vegas?
Over here, we've been in lockdown for like a week and a half, maybe. I don't know, about a week or so. So it hasn't been too bad over here. I mean, I just can't go out as much, but it's pretty much the same.
Yeah, because usually you travel all around the world, and now with this,
I'm supposed to be in Canada today.
Uh-huh.
But I'm not in Canada.
I don't know. Like, how does it feel?
How do we know?
How does it feel?
Yeah. Boring?
Yeah, I'm very much what's the word? I feel like, I don't know, I just feel really bored. Like I'm doing the same amount of work but without the travel on top of it, and I'm losing miles. So I'm losing all my status at hotels and airlines and
you and everybody else.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, I mean, obviously it's nothing compared to what's really going on. So
yeah. So what have you been doing with besides the work stuff? You're having more free time to do nerdy stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing a hell of a lot more video games than normal, that's for sure.
Gamer life.
Yeah, it's okay to cuss, right?
Yeah, you can. Wait, what word are you gonna say? You say shit?
One F.
Okay, cool. Just no F word.
Total.
Right.
Yeah, this is PG-13. So you say one F bomb.
I've been watching a lot more movies, so I made a list of movies that I want to rewatch. So like, I haven't watched The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings since I went to New Zealand, so I want to watch those. I started watching the Taken series again. I'm going to watch the John Wick series. I'm just going to do a bunch of like fun movies. I want to reread Ultimate Spider-Man. I already reread Ultimate Logan. I want to reread Deceased again, as well as Injustice. This is some of my Tom Taylor favorites. I mean, just stuff to kill some time.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. And I don't know, what have you guys been doing since yesterday? Anything new? I know, Mark, you've caught up on Dragon Ball.
Almost. I'm almost.
Which Dragon Ball was it?
Dragon Ball Z.
How many episodes are there?
So far, I'm in 268.
Of
episode 268.
How many are there total?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Isn't there 116 Dragon Ball Z?
No. I think 116 goes up all the way up to maybe Frieza? No, Cell.
Oh, so you're including the original Dragon Ball as well?
No. This is all Dragon Ball Z.
Okay. Okay.
This is coming from when what's his face?
Taserface
shows up and tries to fight Goku, and then so I got 30 left, or less than 30
that's like
left.
the milestone right there.
Yeah, but I forgot to mention yesterday that I finished Tiger King, which is really crazy show.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about it recently now on my Facebook feed. Like now more people was like, "Oh my god, this show is nuts." I'm like, "God damn, now it's one of those where you see enough of it on your feed and then you're like, "Okay, I have to check it out." Like the first time was 13 Reasons Why. I saw that. I was like, "I don't know if I want to watch it." But then I watched it. I was floored away. I was emotional. And so Tiger King is the next big one, huh?
There's a lot of crazy stuff that goes on in the show, but the one thing that I'll tell you out of the many things is that one of the main characters is a gay gun-toting redneck with 2 husbands, and the 2 husbands are straight.
What?
He converted them to be gay. That's the crazy part.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this is based on real life?
Yeah, it's based on real life.
So is it like following certain types of people, an area, or why is it called Tiger King?
Because it follows 3 central characters, and 3 of them are basically owners of a private zoo that has a lot of like big cats, like tigers, lions, leopards, like, and it kind of shows the like the worst parts of owning like a big cat in America, because there are so many like tigers within the US that are caged up, and I think from the statistics that I read that there's 10,000 tigers in the US and 4,000 in the wild.
What?
Worldwide. Yeah.
Wait, you want a
Oh,
tiger,
is that
Tiffany?
the U.S.?
Yeah, because of these privatized zoos.
Didn't like a lot of some mob bosses have like tigers? One of the Italian guys, Crazy Joe Gallo, was it a tiger, right? He had a tiger in his basement
I think so.
in New York City. In
And
Brooklyn.
the crazy thing is, and here's another crazy part of the show, they actually have the Cuban mobster who is basically the inspiration for Scarface.
Really?
In the show. Yeah.
So that character or that person is the inspiration for Scarface.
Yeah. There's even a
So-
part in the show where they talk about how some people will go out to where he lives and then just yell out Tony Montana and then just drive away.
Hmm.
So
that means he's like an older guy, right?
he is an older guy. Yeah.
Interesting. Wow. Now I have to watch it.
How many
Yeah.
tigers are in the U.S., you said?
10,000.
Don't make a comment, Lois.
Because if you think about it,
It's
because
5,000.
is
I
it
wanted
5,000?
to be, yeah, I wanted a jet for you.
Oh, maybe, or maybe I know.
don't know.
It's
I think numbers nowadays are just whack. I think people just pick numbers now.
I
So
know
you
it's
wanna-
an insane ratio.
I say 14,000. That's way more than there should be, actually. Those animals need to be free, man.
Yeah, because a lot of the tigers
Mm,
are bred,
yeah.
like bred in cages. Like you see, like a lot of these like owners, like the gay Joe Exotic. He's the gay redneck. He makes a lot of his money like showing, tiger cubs to people and getting them to like do selfies, and then that's how he gets the money from them. And that's how, these like tigers are in the US for the most part. It's not just, adult tigers. A lot of them are cubs.
Does it make you want to own a tiger after that?
No.
No? Guessing people die.
Mark.
Yeah. Yes.
So what do tigers dream of
What?
when they take a little tiger snooze?
Yeah, that cut off at the wrong time.
I know.
No.
All right. So, okay. So this, the main topic I want to talk about today, this was Bob's idea to talk about this worst MCU movies. And we can talk about, I think the best one to talk about this first would be like the Lewis, because I'm not sure what your stance is on this.
Why? Oh man, the worst.
Yeah.
Dude, my stream's in an hour. I don't have time.
Top,
Just kidding.
top three least favorite MCU movies.
I can't really tell, really, because I like to keep the happy thoughts on the top of my brain. I probably forgot the ones that are bad. Geez, I don't know, man. I could tell you which ones I never watch. I would say like Iron Man 2 and 3. I never watch.
Wow.
2 and 3. Let me see. I'm trying to think right here. Yeah, why is that considered the cream of the crop? Thor Ragnarok, I didn't like at all. And like I don't even know what Captain Marvel's about.
But you watch Captain Marvel?
I did. I think I seen all of them. But they're all. I mean, they're pretty standard. I mean, I think I like Civil War the most, and I'm like everyone else. I think most people like Captain America. And
It's not about what you like, Lewis. Tell me what you hate. Come on.
I can't think of it. Dude, there's so many MCU movies that I kind of like. It's hard to like put them all aside and analyze them. I would say the worst one may be Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I had high hopes. I like Jack. What is it? Shane Black. And the beginning of the movie, from what I remember, was good. At the end of the movie, they destroy all the suits, and then in Ultron, he has them again. It's like, what the hell happened?
Like it was all for nothing.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't make sense with no explanation. If DC did that, they'd have to reboot. They would. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. How many do I have to pick?
Just 3.
I think I did 3. I think I did. Okay, so Iron Man 3.
You mentioned Thor Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok.
Wow.
I wanted to leave the theater, and I think Captain Marvel's in there too. Probably.
So with Thor Ragnarok, you you didn't like the comedy, or is it too much?
Yeah,
too much, buddy.
It was too no stakes. I really don't. I mean, who was the bad guy? I mean, I do you think the bad guy was going to win? I never thought that was going to happen.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah,
No,
it's fine. I mean,
it's hella.
And then the entire thing where like I really like the Hulk, and I feel like they started to deconstruct them. Like there's no Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde element there. They seem kind of goofy together and happy.
Yeah. No. Now that you mentioned it, yeah, it's like the villain already forgot about Hela. That's how bad it is because I just think of Jeff Goldblum. He's the one that shines the most, even though Hela had the whole outfit with the costume, and I was like, I completely forgot about that.
I mean, she looked hella good, but the movie was hella bad.
Thanks to the CG suit.
Yeah, no, it was good. I mean, the visuals are fine, I guess, but Taika Waititi's way better than that, I think. Yeah, so that's the way I'd go, but I mean, it is what it is.
And Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel, I don't even know what that movie's about. There's no character arc. She starts off one way, and then there's one scene where I was sitting behind you, remember? And the bad guy goes to her, "You let your emotions get the best of you." And I'm like, what emotion are you talking about, dude? It's like she's the same in the beginning of the movie and at the end. I don't know what the movie's about. Like, what is it? She's trying to get her powers, except she had them already.
She already had it. All she
and
had
then
to
she
do was
gets them again.
Just listen to No Doubt.
I didn't even mind. Oh, dude, don't even get. Okay, so Nick Fury, the cat did it. His eyeball. Come on, dude.
That's he did say like in Winter Soldier, like he didn't want to talk about it. It was like some dark stuff.
There is a contradiction there, but okay. So you meet we all know Rambo, right?
Yeah.
So Rambo's all buff, right? Sylvester Stallone in his prime takes off his shirt. He has all these scars behind his back. You realize he's a Vietnam vet. He was a POW for many years. Actually freed a bunch of POWs and stuff. And then you're reading his history, like his diary, and you realize it was a rash, that did all the scars on his back, or his cat scratched him in his back. It wasn't really battle scars. So it's like, what? You know, it's kind of anticlimactic for
The
the
thing
joke.
is, when Nick said to not trust those, don't trust the cat. He thought the cat was cute
No, the cat was cute. Cats are cute.
and then
but
attacked him.
The
I
cat's
felt
not
like
in,
the cat was the best part of that movie.
the cat wasn't in the movie that much. Was the cat even in the movie that much?
And he was probably embarrassed to say it, like, "Oh, it was a cat." So that's why he has to make it sound like something else, like a badass war.
I didn't even
star.
get that girl power out of that movie either. Like they were like, it's a girl power movie. It's like, okay, cool, I'm ready. And it's like, there's no girl power in here. It was like the movie didn't push like the girl power, in my opinion.
The girl power is when the guy was telling her to like smile, and she's like,
Dude,
No.
people ask me to smile all the time. That's why I have that picture right there with the permanent smile.
"Where you're smiling."
People
That means
ask me
Captain
to
Marvel
smile.
would hate the Joker. Like, let's put a smile on that face.
Well,
And Captain Marvel would just go ape shit.
Well, to be fair, Captain Marvel fans, like the hardcore ones, hated Joker movie without even
That is
seeing it.
true. There's like,
Isn't
yeah,
that
it's like
weird?
two camps of people. But I love Joker. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's
Do you
go
remember?
with,
remember when I asked you?
What?
Because you saw Shazam before me, and I go, "Hey, dude, how was Shazam?" And you go, "It was good." And
Yeah.
then you added, this was via text. You go, "It was as good as Captain Marvel." And then my response was, I go, "Oh man."
That is a horrible. That is a horrible correlation, man.
You know
Yeah.
why? Because
Oh my
those
gosh.
both those movies came out like
Around
at the same time. And no, I enjoyed Captain Marvel like when I watched it, but then there were big issues I had with it.
Wait, did you
But,
just do it as a joke because Shazam's original
No,
name was
they
Captain?
came out at the same time. I'm not a real big comic book follower, to be honest with you. If you know about the comic controversy with the names, that's
Yeah.
when you get the joke that Shazam doesn't have a name in the movie. You know what I mean? But I mean,
It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
even a name; it's an acronym.
what the Shazam? Yeah, it's not a name, but that's
Yeah.
why the kid kept saying what electric pants or whatever the hell. I don't know. But
yeah,
it
look
is
at
what
this,
it is.
Chris MacTalk says Thor: The Dark World is the worst. I'm pretty sure a few of us would think so too. A few of us would agree with that.
Let's go on to the next person because I'm curious to see. Let's see what Bob thinks.
Yeah.
All right, so where do I begin? I
Oh,
don't
boy.
I don't think Captain Marvel was the worst. I thought it was okay. I thought it was mediocre. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say it's in my top 10, but I mean it's definitely not the worst. I would definitely go with Iron Man 3 because I liked Shane Black. But I mean Iron Man 3 just wasn't memorable. Like I don't remember who the villain was. I don't remember.
The fake I was gonna say Mandalorian.
Yeah, that's
A
right. the
Mandarin.
fake Mandarin. Gwyneth Paltrow was just, I don't know, wasn't a fan of that movie at all. The PTS thing, like I get, but like, when the little kid was the best part of the movie, like that's a big problem to me. But I would say, yeah, that's probably my least favorite. Age of Ultron was pretty bad. I would say at least it had two redeeming parts, which was the twins. What do they call them? Mark, at the end, Marvels. They didn't call them
Wonder
mutants.
Twins.
Yeah, Wonder Twins now.
They call them the
Oh.
Hopos. The Gifted,
Are you talking
right?
about right at
Scarlet
the
Witch
end?
and
Yeah, they have a nickname for them.
Is it Gifted?
Miracles.
Miracles?
Miracles.
Ooh.
The Age of Miracles.
Yeah.
I mean, there was that scene, and then Cap almost lifting up the hammer, almost lifting up Mjolnir. I think that was at least a decent. But what's his face from Stargate in The Office, James Spader, I thought was, I didn't think he was a good Ultron. They could have made
It's gas,
Ultron
huh?
worse. The whole end with Shield showing up at the end. That was, yeah, that's my second least favorite one. Sorry, Mark. Iron Man 2 might also be on my 3 least favorite. I don't know that. and
Double
Thor
the
Dark-
Iron Man.
But let me say, Thor: Dark World had Zachary Levi, and you know that I'm going to support that movie because he was in it, and he's been so great. So it's a Nerd Reactor, like you have to support him. But then Iron Man 2 at least had the end with Spider-Man having a cameo, which they confirmed was him, was Peter Parker. And I thought the War Machine scene where they end up in the greenery thing, I thought that was pretty cool. But
Dark
I mean,
Expo.
Whiplash was just freaking awful. Mickey Rourke was just terrible. Army Hammer, not Army Hammer, Hammer Industries was, yeah. I'm sorry.
joke.
Those are
So now I want to go straight to Mark. Like, if you want to counter that and then talk about your least 3 favorites.
I love all my children equally. What are you talking about? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I like the I'm last.
The thing is that 2 of the movies I agree with Bob on. I don't know. It's so my number 1 worst favorite, and I know I held up this, but my number 1 was Iron Man 2 because it just did not feel like a coherent movie. I feel like because Iron Man was such a success that teaser with the Avengers Initiative, that they wanted to jam pack the entire movie with so many like Easter eggs, like of what's coming, like when he holds up like Captain America's shield, I'm like, oh, okay, all right, all that. And then Whiplash, I agree, is a weak. Whiplash is one of my favorite villains next to the Mandarin, even though I disagree that Iron Man 3 is the worst, because I do like that twist. I'm probably one of the few people that like that twist, but Iron Man 2 is just jam-packed with so much stuff that I'm like, it's just really was not that good. And my number 2 was Age of Ultron for the same reason, because that was the last Avengers before they, before the Infinity War, so they had to jam-pack it with so many other Easter eggs and so many like teasers for the upcoming movies. I think that's why Joss Whedon was so over all of this, because the one scene that's very Joss is the hammer scene with them trying to lift up Thor's hammer, and that was the best scene.
Yeah.
And then once they, kind of like force on him all the other stuff, then that's when everything starts to fall apart. And then the last one is Incredible Hulk, which most people seem to forget about, is also pretty bad. And
Edward
it's just,
Norton's?
yeah.
I didn't think it was. I liked it.
I gotta
so
rewatch
forgettable.
it. I'm gonna rewatch it. Well, I think it's forgettable because it's also not really part of it, right? I mean, it's not part
No,
of
it
it.
is.
It isn't.
It
It's
is.
a prequel,
It is.
yeah.
Yeah.
General Ross is in it.
Wasn't Frozen
And
Cap
Tony Stark.
in it?
Cap went
the
up
end?
for the teaser. Cap went up to General Ross at the
Yeah.
end.
Okay, guys, I gotta get going. I don't mean to cut it. I really want to know what you guys think, but I'm gonna leave a link if anyone wants to join the Nerd Report stream right after the Nerd Reactor. Right here, we're gonna be going late night. Thanks everyone. Thanks Nerd Reactor again for having me here.
Yeah,
I
thanks
always
for
feel
being on
welcome.
board.
We've been friends for a long time. I love this crew. Make sure to subscribe, everyone. See you guys in a bit. The links inside the private chat for everyone. See you in a bit.
See you, Lois.
Bye.
All hail
yeah.
Jeffrey.
I will say
Oh,
that
it's
the
free now,
thing
yeah.
I did like about the Incredible Hulk was the Russian dude or whatever he was getting the super soldier serum and giving us a preview to what Captain America would move like. So when he
Yes.
fought the Hulk and he moved very quickly and slid under, I remember thinking like, "Holy crap!" that's
Oh,
what
you mean Abomination before he
yeah,
became
before he was
Abomination?
Abomination. That's what I loved about that movie, is that they kind of gave us that preview to what Steve Rogers was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. I actually, before I even moved here, I came out here for a visual effects conference, and that was one of the panels, and it really made me appreciate the film more, seeing all the information and everything, and that was like part of the thing. It was like, okay, and then that and like all the technology it took to figure out how to do the skin and everything was quite incredible.
Hmm.
But didn't need to interrupt. Anyway, go back.
Well, you're next.
Yeah,
I
you
might
are
go
next.
again. So I cannot believe. Okay, so first of all, I'm happy to have all of these movies because like I like these type of movies, but I cannot believe that none of you said Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah,
hate
No,
that's
no,
bottom five for sure.
nope.
I actually like that, so
Yeah.
Really?
a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can watch
I
it
actually
again.
I didn't
and
like it.
again.
It's so bad.
Why?
Just like the whole God thing and like it just keeps on going over and over and over again, like the same repeat thing story all the time. No.
I mean,
Well, what do you mean the
father,
repeat?
but I'm
Like
your
him
daddy.
just trying to tell him, like, "Hey, man, I'm your dad. Serve
Yeah.
me."
Yeah, like that whole part did not need to happen. We did not need to have any of that. I don't
So
know.
I'm guessing you didn't like the part where they were playing catch
No,
in
it was
slow mo.
horrible.
You know what that scene reminded me of? The scene at the end of Lord of the Rings: Return of the King, where Frodo's happy and everything's in slow mo. Like, I don't know why directors like doing that, but it just looks cheesy.
I was not a fan. Also, so that's my number one. I think my number 2 is Iron Man 2. And then my number 3 is Thor Ragnarok.
You said Ragnarok?
Yeah, whatever. See, I don't even care.
So, wow. So Iron Man
Chelsea loves
2.
that movie. The person I do my Instagram with, she absolutely loves that movie, and I can.
I love that.
Yeah, I love that movie too.
Let's go back to Iron Man 2. What's the reason why you don't like that one as much?
It was the same reasons that everyone's already listed. Like same, yeah. Too much. Didn't care for it.
And same thing with Thor.
Yeah, like so I've actually like done work with him as a director.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, so
Taika.
yes. I did not have great experiences with him. And like just like I didn't actually like wasn't like in his bubble or anything, but just like the trickle down was not super great. And everyone I worked with was not happy. But yeah, so I wasn't a huge fan of him until I went to a panel for the Nazi movie. And then I was
Jojo
like,
Rabbit.
oh, you're cool. Okay, fine. I like you here. But it was a totally different setting. So that might be a reason why I don't care for that movie, because I had that still in my head that I didn't care for him.
Yeah, sometimes like when a director does something or how they act, whether in real life or online, it might leave a bad taste in your mouth, and you might not want to support their film. And you watch it, it's like, ugh, I can't stand this director.
I saw him at the Academy, and he was really rude to a lot of Academy members, and I was just like, oh, okay. But
some people can get away with that, being rude to people like Samuel Jackson.
And I think it's just his humor. Like I figured, like I'm a little bit of a sensitive person, so it might have just been like his humor, but I don't know.
Not a fan of his humor.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
Can I add one more worst movie that was so bad that I think we all forgot about it?
Okay, go ahead.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
Oh
Wow.
no!
Wow.
Awful.
That could be in the honorable mentions. We'll do that later. Honorable mentions. But yeah, I think for me, I'm pretty much on the same boat with like a lot of you with like certain movies and the reasons why. Like for example, Thor: Dark World, Iron Man 3.
Actually, no one said Thor: Dark World.
Really?
Yeah, no one said that one.
Okay, so I'm saying it now. Thor: Dark World, just because it's boring. I was expecting a lot because they got the director from Game of Thrones, and I'm like, the elves, I don't care about them as villains. Like they're in space, they're there, and they just want to take over. That's it. And sure, Zachary Levi's in it, but it's like the overall story is just so boring and bland that it just washes over everything else. But I do like in that movie though the life. They added more life into Asgard. I was gonna say Azeroth.
The Warriors Tree. Yeah.
Yeah, like just seeing the festivities, people celebrating. I like that because in the first film you didn't see much of it. Everything felt too clean for me. But yeah, that's my main issue with Thor: Dark World. Plus the whole thing with Natalie Portman's story arc. I'm like, eh.
I'm excited
Second,
to see what they do with her later. Sorry.
the one, yeah. Second one would be Iron Man 3, just because of what they did to the Mandarin. And he's just Trevor. I'm like, come on. You build him up to be this badass, and it's some other guy, Trevor, is an actor. And the real bad guy is Guy Pearce, and their powers are a little too like OP, I think. I'm not a fan of those type of powers. And there's like a whole bunch of them too. So I don't know. I just didn't like that. And I'm sensing a trend with the Iron Man movies where you think a certain character is going to be the main one, but it turns out to be someone else. Like in Iron Man 2, you thought it was going to be Whiplash, but no, it's Hammer Industries. And then with Thor 3,
it was actually Whiplash the entire time. Hammer Industries was just like a secondary villain that they added, but they were the ones that gave him more of the like Whiplash suit. But Whiplash
even if he still didn't feel like the uber bad guy because he was still needs help from Hammer.
He was the Bebop and Rocksteady to the Shredder in that movie.
Yeah, but his original suit was homemade, so he needed that extra help to, be on Stark's level because he doesn't have the resources. Doesn't have the resources to, to build it up to Stark's level. So he needed a Hammer to help him out in that sense, or because he's just a regular guy on the street. You saw him at the beginning of the movie. He was just like a bum in Russia.
Yeah, still not an interesting villain. What was it? What's my third one? I don't know. I'm kind of torn between either Captain Marvel or Age of Ultron. And if I were to choose what to watch again, I would probably watch Age of Ultron over Captain Marvel. So Captain Marvel would be my third pick, just because out of all the Marvel films, out of all of them, every single character, even if they have a shitty storyline, they're enjoyable to watch. Like I love Chris Hemsworth, Chris Pratt, Chris Evans, and the Chris's, and even Black Widow. She's gonna have her own movie. I enjoy watching her. Every character I can root for, but Captain Marvel I can't root for her because she hasn't done anything for me to feel invested in, and she's in space, and then like her whole life is like, oh, I feel like I can't do anything, but all I have to do is just believe in myself, and then I can just do it. And I hate that where it is just believe. It reminded me of what is it, Kung Fu Panda, where it's like I just gotta believe. It's like, no, you need training. You need to do all this stuff, martial arts, and then you can start believing. Like, okay, then you can kick ass. But I don't like this whole believing crap. Like, you need to do the hard work, put in the work. Which Captain Marvel, she's done the work, but you don't really see her doing the work other than montages. Like, oh, here's a montage of me being a pilot, and here's a montage of me training with what's his name, Jude Law. And I just want more of that. And I just felt like she wasn't charismatic enough as a main lead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's my number 4 pick, so I agree with everything.
But everyone else, like the supporting cast for Captain Marvel, I love them. Especially what's his name? Ben
Mendelsohn.
Yeah, what's his name? Talon?
Oh yeah, Talon. Yeah.
Yeah.
At least I think it was Talon.
Yeah.
John, I'm surprised you didn't pick Black Panther. I thought you didn't like that movie.
I liked it, but it wasn't like the greatest. and I wasn't a huge fan of Killmonger. Like just in terms of his personality. I'm like, you're just a thug, man. You just want to like break down museums. I'm like, I don't care. Yeah, you love Black Panther.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was
Yeah, I
good.
like it.
Yeah, there are cool things about Black Panther, like just seeing Wakanda
Mhm.
and them going to like Korea, doing their own little like mission. That was cool with the high tech stuff. But then like the fight scene at the end is just like two Black Panthers fighting each other. I think someone mentioned like that's like an issue with like the Marvel films where it just feels like it's Iron Man, but a bad version of him.
Cap,
Like
Winter
with the
Soldier.
first-
Yeah.
Yeah. That with DC, you have really polar opposite villains like Superman, the greatest villain is Lex Luthor, it's completely different. Batman, Joker, different. So I think those are like the cool contrast that I like with those movies, DC movies. But we're off topic on that. But yeah, is there any other honorable mentions you want to talk about? Bob, you were mentioning
Strange.
Doctor Strange,
Dude, that guy,
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Well, F him. That
You don't like
those
him?
Personal experiences dictate whether you like a person or not, or an actor, right?
multiple personal experiences between us, our friend Laura, who's a huge fan. So it's not like it was just us, but yeah, he's not a very nice person. Unlike
Depends on who you are.
That's true.
Yeah.
Can we make that comment?
I'd rather not.
Okay. But yeah, so I don't know. I thought if it wasn't for Wong, that movie would have been horrendous. Wong really carried the movie. Doctor Strange was just, I mean, yeah, he's supposed to be very cocky, very much like how Iron Man was at the beginning, but he never really learned his lesson to not be cocky unless it had to fulfill his own needs, like fixing his hands. And then the way that he beat, God, what is the villain's name? How did I forget? Mark, you know.
Merovingian.
No.
Dormammu. Yeah.
The way he beat him was just like a VCR, just going rewind and rewind and rewind. Like, really? Like, that's the way that you're going to beat one of the most powerful beings? Like, come on. That was just some bull. But, yeah, I thought Doctor Strange was awful. They had not enough Rachel McAdams. Rachel McAdams should have been in the whole movie.
Oh, I love Rachel McAdams. I
I
know you love her. Nope. You're a huge fan of The Notebook.
Yeah, Allie, hell yeah. But, yeah, I just thought Wong was really the best part of the movie. What's her name? Who played the monk? I can never remember her name.
Tilda Swinton.
Yeah, I thought she was good in Infinity War, but that's about it. I didn't really think her character was that good. I would have rather watched Voodoo be the Doctor Strange and be the than have Doctor Strange.
Let's talk about Dr. Voodoo.
Yeah, who takes over?
But yeah, I do. I will. I still enjoy Doctor Strange, but I will agree on you with like his plight, his reasoning. Like for me, everyone has like Iron Man. He was stuck in a cave. He's about to get killed. He's pretty much being tortured and all that. But with Doctor Strange, oh, my hand is hurt. I need to go around the world. Someone just please heal my hand. It's like, it's just your damn hand. There's a lot of people out there that lost their hands and they're still able to do what they want to do with what they have. But for me, like Doctor Strange is like, come on, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But then I get it. He needs his hand to operate on people.
And that's in
like
the
his
comic books.
Yeah. But you can always improve on it. Like sometimes you can have like some kind of origin story where it's like, let's make it better.
But his character never developed, even in the Avengers films. He was always the same person at the beginning of Doctor Strange, the film, as he was at the end of Infinity War. He was just a cocky, arrogant guy who never really learned his lesson.
He will learn his lesson, hopefully, in the next phase, just like how Tony Stark changed. Like before, he was cocky, and slowly he starts to care more about people. And oh, look, more people agreeing with me about Thor: The Dark World right here. Look at this. Perugo, I don't know how to pronounce that, but you, sir, I like you.
Mark looks like Rufio.
Mark looks like Rufio. Yeah.
It's the
Rufio.
Filipino, man.
Dude, Dante Bosco needs to be in a Marvel film, Marvel Cinematic Universe. As who? I don't know. Maybe the what's his name? The other Hulk. Or maybe they could just
Amadeus Cho.
yeah. Or maybe
I
they
think
just
he's a little bit too old for that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Cho's like 16, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The thing is, like with Amadeus, he has to be like a kid because that's what makes him like
Him and his puppy.
yeah. Damn, I forgot her name. I think I need more coffee. What's her name from Black Panther? The sister.
The sister Lulu, Ludi, Laura. What is it?
Come on, guys.
I can't remember.
Lou. It starts on the L.
I know.
Nobody.
I know.
I'm having
Anyway, sister.
I'm much too tired tonight, guys.
I know. Last night went on for a long time
Yeah.
because a certain someone just would not, shut up.
Shuri is her name. I was way
Sure.
off.
Yes, sure.
But I had the U somewhere. The U is somewhere.
Surrey.
Yes.
Surrey.
Amadeus is supposed to be like a
Child genius.
like the same age as Shuri in this
Uh-huh.
sense.
So yeah, maybe like a new up and coming actor, or maybe that one guy that was in the Bad Boys. Maybe he can be him.
What, the son?
No, the other guy, the crew, the Bullet crew.
Oh, that guy.
That guy, yeah, he's young,
oh,
but he's buff though.
Yeah, they're gonna have to debuff him.
Oh my
Uh-huh.
God. I'm so tired.
Perigo
Sometimes.
just
Yeah.
brought up a plot.
I need to go get some tea.
Let's see right here. So yeah, plot details have leaked for Gal Gadot and Patty Jenkins Wonder Woman after an October test screening was described as a disaster. So yeah, those things you can always
They
take with
always say that about DC movies. Shazam. Remember when they said about World War Z with Brad Pitt, and it ended up getting really high reviews? Anything that has to do with
I
DC,
enjoyed it. Yeah.
yeah, anything that has to do with DC is going to get that supposed test screening. Happens.
And they
every-
said the same thing about Rogue One too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So
But so all these upcoming Warner Brother
Not on
movies,
Reddit. It's not always true.
we've been talking about it, how they've been postponed, but also Marvel films. What was it? Shang-Chi that's postponed, and I don't know what's happening with Eternals.
I think at this point it has to have been done filming because it's supposed to be out in November.
Yeah.
And with all the special effects, it's probably in post-production right now.
Yeah.
And everyone's working from home right now.
Yeah. Which is easy for them to do post-production at home because
Yeah.
that's basically all that they do. That's why the Avatar stuff has not been postponed yet because filming has stopped, but there's so much post-production for that they're still able to work on it. That's why it hasn't been postponed yet.
Mhm.
It might even be better because they have time to work on it.
Maybe.
So are you guys excited about the upcoming films? Like the next one's going to be Black Widow.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be one of Marvel's best films. Like I'm putting it down. It's probably going to be, I think, one of their top 3 films.
And I love Florence Pugh. All the movies
yes.
I've seen her in has been really good.
Yeah, I wish she, I want to see more of her with her black hair because I really liked her in Finding with My Family. That
Yeah.
was, I was like, I'm in love.
Good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good movie.
And
But-
Black Panther. I'm excited about. No, not Black Panther. What was it? Black Widow. The Taskmaster, like just him studying the moves.
Yeah.
Like he's got the Black Panther moves when he was fighting. What's his name? Hopper from Stranger Things,
Oh,
And-
Red Guardian.
Red Guardian,
Yeah.
and he also was moving like Captain America with the shield. He's going like that.
And Hawkeye.
Hawkeye with the bow and arrow, and then he's
Yeah.
studying moves from Black Widow, like her fight. Was it the fight scene that was in Iron Man 2?
Yes. Yeah.
See, like
The
if
way
he's
that
studying
he
like past moves, he's got to be outdated with his moves, right? What if Black Widow's like, I learned some new stuff, and and it just socks him like that.
See, the thing is with Taskmaster, if he sees that move, he'll automatically learn it anyway. So I'm just glad that they're
not if he gets his ass kicked. And
true, but
dead.
as long as he's alive and not,
Mhm.
I think even locked up, he might learn some moves to get out.
Yeah. See, imagine if they locked him up. Like if they did an Old Boy movie, but instead of the main character from Old Boy, they locked up Taskmaster and he just watches movies. Be deadly.
And old boy.
Old Boy
Well,
is was it the South Korean movie that had a remake with Josh Brolin, but I suggest
Directed
you
by
watch-
Spike Lee. Yeah.
Yeah,
No idea.
watch it, Tiffany. It's really good. So good.
Is it?
And it's like it's one of those movies that help pioneer the whole like one shot like fight scenes where it's like brutal, but it's like raw and dirty. Like if
Okay.
you watch was it Daredevil on Netflix, like that has some influences or was inspired by Old Boy.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, but Black
I
Widow
like Daredevil.
what was
I'm
that?
sad it's gone. I like Daredevil. I'm sad it's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
I liked all the Netflix Marvel stuff.
Yeah, too bad. That's maybe they'll bring him back in the third Spider-Man film. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Probably not. Like that'd be cool if they actually did that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know if Kevin Feige would ever be ballsy enough to do that.
Well, you never know because I feel like there are certain aspects of the Marvel Netflix series that were good, and Daredevil was like the cream of the crop. And Charlie Cox is a great actor anyway, so
yeah.
and it fits with the whole mantra of them finding great actors for cheap that they can sign for multiple films.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I hope that it happens because I think his version of Daredevil was great. And yes, thank you. See,
James Gas says never question Feige's balls. Yeah.
and wait,
no,
no,
it'd be cool.
and actually, speaking of which, like that article that you shared with us about Patty Jenkins, even Patty Jenkins is, was thankful to Marvel and says great things about Marvel because they were willing to take a chance on her, but she
Yeah.
wasn't confident enough in doing Thor:
That's
Dark
true.
World. That's
Oh, yeah,
why
yeah.
she left.
Because if you haven't heard, Patty Jenkins talked about Thor: The Dark World. Like before, we just knew it was creative differences,
Yeah.
and now she elaborated more on why, and she felt the script wasn't strong enough. And yeah, I can see
And
why.
And the thing is that she's also right too, is because she didn't feel confident in herself that she could direct this script because she didn't think that it would work. And if she personally didn't think that it would work, then if she decided to direct it either way and it sucked, then people would be like, "Oh, she's a female director that directed this, POS like movie." All female directors, shouldn't do it because they might end up like Thor: Dark World. And so she didn't feel comfortable in doing that. But she was
It was a very
like,
smart move.
yeah,
It's a lot of pressure.
yeah,
And
exactly.
even was it the director for Punisher Warzone? Even she was hesitant to do, or like she felt like if anyone were to do it, it would be like a lot of pressure because
Yeah,
and she did Punisher Warzone, so
yeah.
yeah. But
So,
yeah,
So yeah, I agree with James. Never question Feige's balls.
but yeah, so I'm gonna end this live stream unless you guys want to add anything else about the honorable mentions for worst MCU movies.
Even though I have the poster up to my right there, I say Thor was pretty bad. The first Thor.
The first Thor was pretty bad.
Oh, I thought it was boring.
I liked it.
I never really liked Thor on Earth. I was more interested in Thor in Asgard, like the fantastical aspect of it.
Yeah.
But Thor on Earth was just like so boring.
Oh yeah.
And
But Thor's
was-
journey on Earth was a tale of redemption. He was what Doctor Strange should have been, where he went down there as a cocky ass.
and I agree with that, but the whole Thor on Earth thing was just not interesting to begin with. And I wanted more of Asgard, which is why I kind of, in a way, liked Thor Dark World, because
You got to see
it takes place mostly in Asgard, and we get more of Loki. So, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, Loki's always good. So yeah, just want to say thanks for watching, and I'm not sure if all of us going to be jumping over to the next stream on Nerd Report, but yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks, everyone here, Bob, Mark, Tiffany, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.
See ya.